Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of James Bond Bitcoin Live and episode number. Let me see here. What episode are we on? 30 0039. And so, hopefully, you're enjoying today. Is what I've selected. And so, if you don't know who this person is, apparently this is Alexander Vinick. Supposedly he hacked Mount Gox and was the perpetrator of the hack. Did affect me because I was trading on Mount Gox, and apparently it turns out that the coins that he hijacked from Mount Gox went to BitC, and that's where they've been laundered. Other exchanges, I think, have been hacked as well. Anyways, he was in the news recently, and this is kind of why I bring him up, and to talk about it a little bit more and make a little bit fun about it as well. So you see here the meme or the meme, and remember the meme is a theme because it's all about me, 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 me. And so this person is accused of money laundering for the most part. So in Soviet, I'll try to do my Russian accent here. In Soviet Russia, money laundering science. Not bad. Anyways, if you're wondering what I'm getting to or what I'm alluding, I do. Well, there was an article written by Russia RT, and some of the questions here are very interesting. I view news or news media as an outlet or a channel or a source of a channel to get information to the right place. And I think in this particular case, all options are not available for Alexander Vinick. He has an attorney, a Russian attorney, and I'm assuming he already explained the situation and his options here. And I don't think he has much of a chance, although he's not volunteering to be extradited, as what I say. Here's some of the questions. This is RT asking the question. You refuse to voluntarily surrender the United States. Sorry, this is translated. You know, I'm just reading it as is. So you refuse to voluntarily surrender the United States. Why? Alexander Vinick. Because I believe I did not do anything illegal. It's time. I do not understand what the U.S. has to do with me and what right they'd have to judge a Russian citizen. And so that's his complaint, I guess. And here's the following question afterwards is, if you have the opportunity to address the Russian president, what do you say to him? Again, this is translated. I'm just reading it. I'm reading it as is. Alexander Vinick's answer is, I will say that he needs such specialists in the field of information technologies, like me, and I can help with my knowledge in this field. So I'm reading this article, and you can probably check it out. I'll try to put it in the notes section here. I'm not sure if I have it or not, but sources from RT, Russian television, I guess. I'll try to put the source in the link so you all can read it. it'll probably be in Russian, so you have to translate it unless you can read and understand Russian. But as I'm reading this, this really looks like a disguised message as a form of news that I think is directed towards Putin. And I think this is the last ditch effort that Alexander Vinick has to try to get himself out of a very sticky situation, is what I'm trying to allude to. So, get at. Now, whether this will work or not, I don't know. But the way he just explains, a specialist like me who understands information technology, I think he's trying to offer himself as an important asset, considering Russia is now getting into the mining game and also into perhaps the ICO game, also even trying to get into the Bitcoin game as well. And so this is kind of interesting. So I wanted to share that. Again, this is just my part of my daily meme that I'm doing. And it looks like Mondos is in the chat room. Thank you. Welcome. And so another thing I like to, and the meme here is obviously that in the motherland, in the Soviet Russia, money laundering is a political science. In other words, people who launder money and do it very well, and they're able, campaign financing, you could potentially money launder. So there could be opportunities of money laundering to fund a political party, and I think that's Alexander Vinnick's message is, get me out of here, and I can do some fundraising for you. I have special skills. I can launder money very well. So I think that's the message that he's trying to put out. And of course, I bet you all didn't know this, but Alexander Vinnick was also a hashtag Yes2X supporter. So that's that. I also wanted to share something I found in looking for some Russian, jokes to look up. But here's something here I found interesting. This is declassified and approved for release 2013, September 16. And Soviet jokes for the DDCI, which is Deputy Director Central Intelligence. I can't believe you have people making jokes for the Deputy Director of Central Intelligence. This is, I don't know. And you can tell this is from the 80s, and I'll read the first joke. I thought it was funny. Oh, Olaf, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. It says, a worker standing, I'll try to do my Russian accent in this, but forgive me, all right? A worker standing in a liquor line says, I have had enough. Save my place. I am going to shoot the Gorbachev. 2 hours later, he returns to claim his place in line. His friends ask, did you get him? No. Or I'll just put, niet. The line there was even longer than the line here. So this is what your hard tax-earned dollars did back in the 80s. they were trolling the Russians. So traumatic warfare was, obviously, this is evidence of it. And let me see, what are the other ones here? I definitely have a link for this one, so you could go ahead and look this up. And it looks like, oh, it's me, boss lady. I see you learned how to swim out there in Florida. And okay, here's another one that I kind of liked, but again, the link's in the bottom. You can definitely check it out. Again, I'll try to use my Russian accent here. An American tells a Russian that the United States is so free he can stand in front of the White House and yell, "To hell with Ronald Reagan." So this tells you how old it is, Ronald Reagan, at least 1984. The Russian replies, "That's nothing. I can stand in front of the Kremlin and yell, 'To hell with Ronald Reagan too.'" Okay. Well, that's it for that. Anyways, just wanted to share that with you all. Enjoy the Soviet Union jokes here. And the last part here is I have the keyword, or the word for today. The word for today is bikini. That is the word for today. It's random, so it is what it is. But there's something here for everybody, for every man and woman, and probably some child out there. A little bit for everything. I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see all the different types of bikinis. Some thin, some thick, some a little bit thicker, and even a fat as well. I'm just going to keep scrolling down. I think there's actually one guy in here. So again, a little bit something for everybody out here. And I'm just going to scroll down while we look at all the different type of bikinis here. We even have a celebrity. Oh, there's the one guy in a bikini hammock, I guess is what you would call it. I'm waiting for the fat one. I know we already, oh, there's the fat one right there. There's already another fat one, but even a fat one right there. And maybe we can get an ugly one. There's an actual bikini in here. That's the key word, or the word for today is bikini. All right. I gone a little bit over my 10 minutes. I'll close this out here. And I'd like to thank all the people in the chat room. It's kind of late today, but you all made it here. Thank you. And let me see. Well, this concludes this episode. I'll go back to the meme. So feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned, everyone. Bye-bye.